Welcome to Xtime Texting. In this course, you will learn about the benefits and features of Xtime Texting. You will learn how to enable text messaging for a customer and how to send and respond to a customer text message. To help support your learning in this course, we have made available the Schedule User Guide and the Enabling Desktop Browser Notifications Quick Reference Card, both of which can be found and downloaded by clicking Roadmap, located here at the top of your screen. These resources are also available in the Xtime University Help Library under the Schedule and Engage resources. Chances are you have a mobile phone near you right now, and that you've checked your mobile phone at least once today for a text message from a friend, a coworker, or a loved one. We're sure you've sent your fair share of text messages. In fact, over 8 trillion text messages are exchanged every year, with the average individual sending 67 texts or more per day. In the automotive industry, a study conducted by J.D. Power found that among customers who are contacted by phone, 55% say they definitely will return for a paid service. When receiving text message updates, that loyalty factor jumps to 67%. So we guess you could say that text messaging is kind of a big deal. But what are the benefits of using Xtime texting with your customers? Think about how much time you spend trying to reach customers by phone regarding their vehicle and their appointment. The often endless waiting game for customers to return calls, being tied to your desk to answer those calls, or playing phone tag with customers. All the while, you just want a quick answer or to let the customer know that their vehicle is ready. This is where Xtime texting comes into play. With Xtime texting, you can engage with customers in real-time, two-way communication, opening new and additional communication channels with each customer. This will result in fewer phone calls, both inbound and outbound, eliminating long hold times for customers or phone tag. With Xtime texting, you'll be able to track and respond to customer messages using our mobile app, Xtime Messenger, which will free you from being stuck at your desk trying to manage those inbound customer phone messages. And last, but certainly not least, a convenient message center will help you manage all inbound and outbound text messages to your dealership, with all text message conversations also being saved to the customer profile in the Customer 360. With Xtime texting, you'll be able to take advantage of 3 key features: a convenient desktop message center, an arrival text notification, and Xtime Messenger, our mobile app. Let's start with the Xtime Message Center. The Message Center can be easily accessed in Xtime by clicking the white conversation bubbles found here at the top of any schedule screen. The Message Center will hold the last 10 days of customer text communication. After 10 days, text messages will be stored in the Customer 360. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. By default, the Message Center will filter to display only your assigned text messages if you are an advisor. If you are not an advisor, the Message Center will display all dealership text messages. You can use the filter options here to filter by advisor team, repair order status, as well as read and unread messages. You can search for a customer text message by name, phone number, or our own number. Later in this course, we'll show you how to view and respond to customer text messages in the Message Center. Now, talk about the next feature. The arrival text notification will send a text message to any customer with a valid mobile phone number once the status of the appointment is for not arrived, in progress, or checked in. This will open a new conversation thread with the customer, giving both you and the customer the opportunity to communicate about the appointment via text. Now let's talk about the last major feature, the Xtime Messenger mobile app. The Xtime Messenger app will allow you to send messages right from your own cell phone through an app called Xtime Messenger. The Xtime Messenger app is available for both iPhone and Android phones and is free to download and use. No mobile data or message charges will be applied when using the app to communicate with customers, and the phone number displayed to the customer will be the dealership's assigned text message number, not yours. For instructions on how to download the mobile app, head to the Help Library and Xtime Texting under Engage Resources. Other features of Xtime Texting include the ability to send photos to customers using the Xtime Messenger app and opting out of receiving messages. Remember that arrival text notification we talked about a few minutes ago? When the customer receives this message, they will also receive information on how they can opt out of receiving text messages from your dealership. At any time the customer does not want to receive text messages from the dealership, they can simply reply "Stop." This will prevent you from sending any further text messages to the customer and will opt the customer out of receiving any future text messages from the dealership. If the customer has replied "Stop" and wants to now receive text messages from the dealership, they simply have to reply "Start" to re-enable text messaging with your dealership. Before we explore how to send and receive text messages, let's talk about customer opt-in methods. There are 3 ways to opt customers in for text messaging with your dealership. The first way is when the appointment is created. Here on the Make New Appointment screen in the Notifications section, we see a mobile phone field. If the customer would like to be notified of appointment status updates and would like to receive text messages about their appointment, we would enter their mobile phone number here in the mobile phone field, if not already entered, and select Opt In. Once the customer arrives at your dealership for the appointment and the status of the appointment changes from not arrived to in progress or checked in, they will receive an arrival text message notification from the dealership. The second opt-in method is through the customer profile in the Customer 360. To access the customer profile, we'll head to the Customers tab, search for our customer, and click on the customer's name to open their profile. We'll click Edit Customer here at the top of the screen, and in the mobile phone field, we'll enter the customer's mobile phone number, select a carrier, and click Mobile Phone Verified. We'll then need to scroll to the bottom of the screen to the Privacy section and place a check mark in the 3 mobile phone boxes. This will ensure that the customer receives text messages from our dealership. And when finished, we'll click Save. Again, once the customer arrives at the dealership and the status of the appointment has changed from not arrived to in progress or checked in, the customer will receive an arrival text notification from your dealership. And the third way a customer can opt in is while they are making their appointment online. This is done on the Review and Book screen, where the customer simply selects text and enters their mobile phone number. As we talked about earlier, text messages can be sent to the customer either through the desktop application of Xtime or through the Xtime Messenger mobile app. Let's take a closer look at sending a text message through the desktop application first. Let's say that the technician working on Susie Wallace's vehicle is recommending some new windshield wipers. To send a message to Susie about this recommendation, we have 2 ways of accessing the message center. We can click the blue conversation bubbles here on her appointment card, or we can click the white conversation bubbles here at the top of the screen. In the pop-up window, we see Susie's telephone number, her name, and the RO number for this appointment. We also see the text message thread here and can scroll up to view previous text exchanges. To send a message to Susie, we simply type our message here in the Send a Message field and either press the Enter key on our keyboard or click the arrow to send the message to Susie. Would you like to practice that? Click Try It to continue. Or if you'd rather move on, click Ready to continue. Looks like we have an unread text message. We see here at the top of our Xtime application that there is now a red number next to our white conversation bubble. This will indicate that there are new unread text messages. If you are an advisor, this will only show your number of unread text messages. If you are not an advisor, this will show the dealership's number of unread text messages. Let's check out our message. Notice here that Susie's text thread is now bolded and that there is a blue dot next to the message thread. This indicates that this is an unread text message. To open the message and view Susie's response, we'll simply click anywhere on this line. And notice that the message opens in a separate pop-up window in the lower right-hand corner of our screen. From here, we can respond to Susie as needed. The next way to send a message to the customer is using the mobile app, Xtime Messenger. To use the Xtime Messenger app, we will begin by opening the mobile app and signing in using the same username and password that we would use to sign in to the desktop application of Xtime. Once signed in, we will notice here at the top of the screen that we can search for the customer by name, phone number, or RO number. We also have the same filter options available here in the mobile app as we do on the desktop message center. The Xtime Messenger app will display the last 10 days of customer text messages and does not have a character limit. Let's say we want to let our customer Susie Wallace know that her vehicle is being washed and will be ready in 10 minutes. We'll touch the customer text thread and enter our message here in the message field using the on-screen keypad, just like we would if we were using our device's built-in text message feature. When finished, we'll touch the arrow here to send the message to the customer. You should now be able to send and receive text messages using the Message Center and mobile app. Once again, both the Xtime Message Center and the Xtime Messenger mobile app will display the last 10 days of customer text threads. To access messages older than 10 days, we'll head to the Customer 360. First, we'll search for our customer and open their customer profile. Here, we'll select Communication on the left-hand side of the screen. And then we'll select the radio button next to Text. Here we'll see a complete text history, including any photos that we sent to the customer regarding their vehicle or the status of their vehicle. As we wrap up, we have a few best practices about texting. First, talk about it. Let your customers know that they can communicate with you about their service using text messaging. Add a message to your hold message or outbound voice message, letting customers know that texting is now an option at your dealership. We encourage you to leverage the filter options available in the message center and on the mobile app, as it will help you to track and view both inbound and outbound messages. And finally, we encourage you to enable desktop browser notifications and mobile app notifications so you never miss an inbound text message from a customer. To enable desktop browser notifications, simply access and download the instructions found here under Roadmap at the top of your screen. To enable mobile app notifications, visit the Engage resources on the Xtime University Help Library for instructions. And now for a few next steps for both advisors and managers. Advisors, be sure to download the Xtime Messenger mobile app. Ensure you have a mobile phone number in your Xtime profile and enable desktop browser and mobile app notifications. If you are a manager, ensure advisors are set up to send and receive text messages. To set up advisor text message notifications, watch the Enable Advisor Text Message Notifications video found on Xtime University. In this course, you learned about the benefits and key features of Xtime texting. You learned how to enable text messaging for a customer and how to send and respond to a customer text message. This course is now complete.